Yes, good morning. Happy Thursday, Juneteenth.
Yes, Lord.
Welcome into Boston's End of the Chat. George Blekshi, Travis Thomas. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Special good morning to Karen Reed and Alan Jackson.
Not guilty!
Well. Not guilty. Now go find out and get justice for John O'Keefe. So for the next hour, we got you guys locked in right here on Boston's End of the Chat. We'll be talking Red Sox winning their 4th straight series, piecing it together, pitching showing up, the bats need to wake up. We'll get into all that.
Facts.
And then we'll be taking a look as well into more around sports. And we got your guys' voices on the show. Remember, call in 617-790-0928, 617-790-0928 to call in and leave a voicemail. T, how are we doing today, man?
Privileged, honored, blessed to be here with you on a Juneteenth. This is what it represents. Here I am on TV, talking sports, talking about what I love, getting that opportunity. I never take it for granted. Happy Juneteenth to everyone.
Appreciate you coming in today, my man. The representation, I know, means a lot.
That's it.
Young black kids out there watching TV knowing they can do it because you do it. You do it every day. You've achieved it.
Appreciate
and then you're not even close to hitting your top yet, my man. Love you.
Bro.
Happy you coming in today.
Thank you.
Let's start with the Red Sox, talking about them. 4th straight series win. Wrap it up out in Seattle. 3-1 win. Garrett Crochet nails on the mound.
Always.
Marcelo Meyer, Trevor Story stepping up with the home run bats. But before we get into the individual, it's the whole. It's the weekend. Where Monday morning, Sunday night, these Red Sox players are going to sleep trying to figure out, okay, Rafi was just traded. Who do we get in return? Who's the guy now? What's my role? What's going on? Monday, rally around each other, beat the Mariners. Drop game 2, and game 3, again, response. This weekend was so much bigger than winning that 4th straight series. It's so much bigger than getting back into that final wild card spot. As you pointed out, when we're going through Rafael Devers being traded on the show on Monday, you're going, how does this team respond?
Yeah.
What I said is I think the guys in the clubhouse will go, okay, it's on us. Mm-hmm. We're still here. We're major league level players. We're performing well. We're playing good baseball. Let's continue to give the front office a reason to buy at the deadline, which is a month away. And they do that with the completion of this week.
This is a spirited group, and that's what you're speaking to. It's we, not me. And that's why you had to get Rafi out of here. Like, this team now has rallied together. It's us against the world, and that's exactly what you want. Now, I get it. The production's gone, and you and I have talked about this. You lose Rafi's bat. We've seen it. We've already seen some of the remnants of that. These bats are not alive the way we want. But, hey, Trevor Story went yard. Marcelo Meyer went yard. Crochet, as you mentioned, shoves again. This is a spirited group. This is a team, George. This is what they are. They are a team. There's no spotlight on one guy saying, I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that, but I'm going to take grounders before the game. Like, all that nonsense is gone. And this is what we're going to see. We're going to see a team that battles each and every game, and they're going to be in close games like they have been all year. We saw them lose a ton of those, and now we're seeing them win them. This is what the Red Sox are. 10 of their last 13 games they've won, 4 straight series now, and they are a team. And, oh, by the way, we talk about the bats and the offensive production not being where we want it to be. You are getting back Bregman at some point, Yoshida, Abreu. Like, there's guys coming to help here. So just hang in there. And to your point, I'm glad you went there. If you can hang in there, because look at the AL East right now. All of a sudden, there's a race. Yankees don't have this big lead on everyone anymore.
4.5 games.
Have you seen them lately? You seen their offense lately? Okay, so if the Sox can hang in there, keep doing what they're doing, winning these series, I'm telling you, by the time we get to the deadline, there are always, George, every single trade deadline, there's always bats available. Yeah. It's hard to find the arms. And we don't love the return on the Rafi Devers trade, but they got some arms.
Yeah.
So go get a bat at the deadline or 2. You should be in good shape, knock on wood, if you make it to the postseason.
That's what's big. And even if you look at winning 7 of their last 8, 3 of those wins one-run games. One of those in extra innings, a 2-1, of course, the Friday night they had against the Yankees. And that's a team that saw a guy that helped lead them to one of those wins, and Rafael Devers, get traded in the middle of this entire hot streak and this win streak.
Hello.
But what's significant for the Red Sox and their bats, over the last 8 games, they're 28th in MLB in RBI, 29th in MLB in batting average, 27th in weighted runs created plus. It's an analytic way to look at it, taking everything and factoring in just simply how efficient is your bat.
Sure.
So they are bottom 5, bottom 3 in every major hitting statistical category.
Right.
But they're winning games. And that's because of the starting pitching going the distance. We've seen Brian Bayo with gem after gem, Lucas Giolito, gem after gem. Okay, that could be your 2 and 3 starter as Tanner Houck is rehabbing in Worcester. Garrett Crochet is Garrett Crochet. If Walker Buehler can be consistent, set up the bullpen for success, but eventually the bats that are scoring 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, just that at most, they need to wake up and they need to be productive. That's the one thing with this team. Defense is cleaned up. Minus Jarren Duran misplayed ball, fly ball that he lost in the sun in left field. The errors are cleaned up, minus a Garrett Crochet. His only issue of the day was that wild pitch he threw that allowed that only run to come across.
That just showed me, he's human, actually. He's actually a human.
You're winning 3-1.
Yeah.
You're finding ways to win when you're still not playing complete baseball. If they get it clicking in all facets, and it doesn't have to be dip and jack. It doesn't have to be only home runs. Marcelo Meyer, 4th home run of the year. How many times are pitchers going to make the mistake going high inside on him?
He is nasty.
Trevor Story, 2-run shot. He's been fantastic in June. 283 batting average and OPS above 800. He's been great. But aside from the home runs, don't get reliant. Bat on ball, get on base, play the small ball. They don't have the power hitters.
No.
They don't have it throughout the lineup. If you're going to go rotation at DH, which you heard from Craig Breslow and Alex Corey, you want to play matchups, you have to play smart in the box, and they need to start doing that.
Yeah, and even the players that they're getting back that I mentioned are players that can still fit within that framework. And that's why I keep going back to Rafi. You couldn't even do that with him. Like, he ain't playing no damn small ball. We get on him about hustling now. So that's a Giants problem. Speaking of which, so we looking ahead at this series this weekend, right? You have Dobbins, Bayo, and Giolito on the hill. I'm still thinking 2 out of 3 here. I really am. Now, there is a world, though, I have to be honest, after I already took a shot at him for not being able to play small ball and hustle around the bases. But Rafi is going to show off against the Red Sox. We need to all get our mind right, okay? He's going to absolutely torment all of us. Get your mind right now. It's coming. But I do see a world in which Rafi does his thing. He gets revenge on the Red Sox by having this great performance this weekend, and they lose 2 out of 3 to the Red Sox because Rafi doesn't give a damn about that anyway. He cares about himself. That's sort of how I see this. I'm preparing myself for him to do his thing against us. It's going to hurt watching him do it, hit home runs. There'll probably be some taunting of some sort. He'll be at first base, all happy and comfortable, like a loser. But in the end, the Sox win the series because that's what really matters, and they keep this momentum going. And then, George, you get the Angels next. Congratulations.
Whenever I predict any series, and it was tough for me to say they take 2 out of 3, I was like, can we focus on game 1?
Sure.
But it was because of the self-inflicted errors by the Red Sox.
Yes.
They're playing winning baseball. The bats need to wake up, but they're playing winning baseball. So I'll say, yeah, go ahead. Take 2 of 3, even without Crochet being 1 of 3 starters.
Yep.
I'm just rereading this quote.
Okay.
I'm here to help the team with whatever they need and whatever they want. I'm just another member of the team, and I'm going to be willing to give my 100% wherever they put me. I don't have any buts. I don't really have a say. They're my bosses, so I'm going to play wherever they put me. That was Rafael Devers when asked DH, third base, first base. The same guy that said, when asked to be DH, I play third. The same guy reportedly, when approached about playing first, said, yeah, I'll play first, but you guys have to commit to me there and keep me there. Now, all of a sudden, this change in tone, and now you see why he was traded. You may not like the return, and I'm not saying you have to. You may not love that it happened, and I'm not saying you have to. But it's something as part of this team that was needed. Because if he was so anti simply being a teammate, I'm not saying doing what's best for the Red Sox. It's doing what's best for the other guys in that clubhouse every day that are making 5% of what you make in a year, but putting their all on the line. If you were so anti that, eventually you had to get out. You had to be traded. So he says stuff like this. If he is playing first out of spite, out of pettiness, I would not be shocked Friday, Saturday, or Sunday at all. But this is a guy with his complete change in attitude as well. Fine, go to San Fran. The Red Sox we see in that clubhouse, a weight lifted off their shoulders. A cloud is out of that clubhouse. Where all of a sudden they're going, they know they lost someone that's a really good hitter and a fantastic baseball player.
Yes.
But the distractions are gone, and when you walk into work every day, for the Red Sox players, when they walk into that clubhouse, the coaches, everyone, it's lighter. There's more happiness. The sky is more blue, the music sounds better, and the bats are hitting better, hopefully. You know, I'm using this analogy. But it's happening because they can just go in and focus on baseball. They don't have to keep looking at a guy and going, why are you not doing what we need you to do? When Christian Campbell's saying, he's playing center field, he's DHing. I'll try playing first. All these things they're trying to do.
Well, you're speaking to a bigger issue. Not everyone's a leader. I mean, it's Rafi's fault. He missed an opportunity to become one or to take that. He had the opportunity to be the leader. We know he's a face of the franchise, especially the way he was paid and his production too. But he's not a leader. He's not a natural leader, and it doesn't appear as though he even wants to be a leader, okay, to put the work in to become one. Cool, bro. Go to the Giants. It's a great fit for him in that sense. He can just be productive. That's why you see these quotes and why he's so happy. I'll do whatever they want. I bet you will, because they have leaders there already. I would say Chapman, I know he's hurt. Logan Webb's another one. I know he stinks at this age of his career, or this stage of his career, but Justin Verlander is a pretty damn good leader. He's there. Like, there's guys there, is my point, in that clubhouse to do that, okay? The Sox are still trying to figure out who do we march to? What drumbeat do we march to here in our own clubhouse? It was not Rafi. So get the hell out of here. Go have fun in the Bay, all right? This team now, the Sox, have to move forward and figure out who the leader is. I think it's Bregman. He's coming back soon. They're going to be just fine. But Rafi fumbled an opportunity to lead this franchise. But I just think, you know, I don't want to knock him for that. If you don't want to be a leader, you don't want to be a leader. You can't make someone want to do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So now he can go somewhere and just be productive. That was not the case here. It was for a while when he was a young pup. Okay, and there were other leaders here, and Xander and others. But now, at this stage, it's like, we need you to be that guy, and he's not. Okay, good riddance. And you move on.
This weekend will be massive for the Red Sox because they'll face, starting Friday night, San Francisco Giants. They'll face Rafi. And there's going to be the questions, the whirlwind, the coverage. What's it like seeing Rafi? There's going to be us breaking down, going to Zapruder film of every exchange.
Body
when he
language.
reaches first, how's he talking to Abraham Toro, whoever? Does him and Alex Cora, do they hug? Do they hand? We're going to go through all that.
That's right.
Get past this next 3-game series for the Red Sox. Day off Thursday, 3-game series against the Giants.
Right.
It's all behind them at that point. And apart with the Red Sox, they're avoiding Logan Webb. They'll get Birdsong, Roop, and Ray likely the next 3 starters.
Win.
They're avoiding Ace. Birdsong's actually been good.
No, I'm just
sub 3 ERA. But no, I get it. This is a part where you got him out of the clubhouse. Sucks you have to face him right away.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's all of it at once. You know, when it rains, it pours. That's what it is for the Red Sox right now in a way. The trade, that was a rain. Now it's going to be the storm this weekend. And then it's clear skies the rest of the way. They're not facing the Giants in San Francisco. They'll be fine. We'll see when they face him again, all of that. He's in the NL. He's out of the AL. He's traded away. They're winning games. 4 straight series wins. The pitching is showing up. The bats need to wake up. But get past this 3-game series, and that's what's going to be big for the Sox.
Yeah, I mean, again, man, I don't want to. I've already made fun of Rafi enough on this show. At the end of the day, the dude's not a leader. Okay,
he's not. He never said he wanted to be.
And he never said, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm defending him in that sense. But now I think it's good. I think the storm's already over, to be honest. I think it's good. Let the Sox move on without this guy now, and the storm's already over as far as I'm concerned.
I don't care if you want to be a leader or not. When your teammates are asking of you to sacrifice like they are, you do that. Regardless if you are a leader or not.
That's right.
Regardless if you're asked to be a leader or not. That's the bare minimum.
It's being a team player.
And he was not doing that.
He wasn't that. He's about him, bro. He's about him.
It's fine. Don't be a leader. No one's asking you to. Let the guys that want to lead. Alex Bregman step up. Oh, you don't want to be a leader when they bring in a leader?
That's right.
With World Series wins, with a gold glove, third base glove, with a powerful bat that'll protect you in the lineup.
You're preaching.
And you're not on board with that? He's doing everything you would not do.
Exactly.
And you still fought that.
That's right.
It's therapeutic.
It is. It feels better. Everyone exhale.
We'll take a nice exhale after this commercial break. Voicemails coming up. 617-790-0928. We got people from Maine, Pawtucket, Michigan, Quincy.
Let's go.
All calling in. New Portland, Maine, too. Right after this break on Boston's End of the Chat. Make sure to catch new episodes of the chat every 8 to 9 a.m. on NESN, 9 to 10 a.m. on NESN Nation. That's Boston is Enter the Chat. And wherever you get your podcast, full Rafi coverage. Boston's Enter the Chat, 3:10 to left, Spotify, Apple, Amazon Prime. You can watch them all on YouTube as well. Welcome back to Boston has entered the chat. Hey, make sure to leave us a voicemail, 617-790-0928.
Call us.
Tweet at us using the hashtag NESNChat. Email us, thechat@nesson.com. We'll get to the voicemails. Phone lines have been ringing off the hook. We love you guys for leaving them. We'll get right to them. Here's our first one. Our guy, Ron from Maine.
What up, Ron?
And I could not agree more with those gentlemen online right now about Rafi Devers. He just never looked like he wanted to play anymore. I could not agree more. I love watching you guys. Thank you.
Ron, we love having you as a viewer and a caller,
Ron.
man.
We appreciate that.
So he says he looked like detached, looked like he didn't want to play anymore. You look at his batting average, all his numbers. Batting average was around 200. OPS dipped below 800 for him his last 20 games with the Red Sox.
Yeah.
I think that's part of what set up the urgency to get the deal done. Because we see his numbers dip on the field, and the players in the dugout, they know what he's supposed to be doing in the box. Not just what he's capable of, but they know when a major league hitter isn't hitting like they're supposed to be. And I think that led into this urgency to get this deal done now. Why did it happen after the Yankees sweep? Why did it happen now so far ahead of the trade deadline? Why did it happen so quickly? And why the lack of return that you want to see? Because they knew they had to get him out. And where Ron points out, like, he looks like he didn't want to play anymore. I think the players saw that and then some as well.
Man, good riddance. I tell you what, though, my last memory of Rafi, I'll never forget, and I appreciate him for it, is going yard against the Yankees, because he ruined their damn season. They ain't won since. 6 in a row they've lost, George. So thank you, Rafi, for your last contributions. Good luck in the bag. Good riddance.
Let's get to our guy now, Alex from Quincy calling in.
Pissed about the Devers trade. He needed to get out of here. What we're pissed about is the return that we got for Devers. Not enough. I just saw a report where they were asking a bunch of stuff, including Ozuna from the Braves. They go from asking way too much to getting basically a bag of balls, nothing in return for him instead out of San Francisco. It's just crazy.
So I get on the return, and again, that's where the one where, look, like, he had to be traded, but I'm not going to tell you had to love the return.
Yeah.
We heard the reports. He points out Marcelo Ozuna from the Braves, which the Red Sox did try to work a trade with them.
I love him.
The Red Sox tried to get Bruce Eldridge, top prospect for the Giants, a first baseman in the trade, and the Giants did not budge on that.
Yeah.
They were trying to get the big returns. Now, could they have gotten Eldridge or Ozuna? That would probably have been with the Red Sox retaining half or 2/3 of this contract. Getting this full payment off the books was significant to the Red. It must have been significant to them.
That's
why you get this return. I want a major league bats. I want a major league starting pitcher. I don't want someone that can be developed into one.
Yeah.
But $250 million remaining, $31 million a year. For that to happen, the reality is that the Red Sox would have to hold on to a majority of that payment.
Yeah.
And maybe that was something they weren't willing to do.
I think we all wanted more for Rafi. We can all agree on that. But at the end of the day, you did get some arms here, George. Now, it remains to be seen are they quality arms or just bodies? But you got arms, okay? So now the way I'm looking at this, by the time you get to the trade deadline, go get a couple bats to help you out. I mean, again, we talked about this at the top of the show. You do have some guys coming back into this lineup with Yoshida and Bregman. So, let's just see what this team does between now and the deadline. But I would think they're in good shape arms-wise. Let's just get to the deadline. If this team's still in striking position to either win the division or get a wild card, which we all think they will be, then go out and add some bats in.
Yeah.
And there's always bats available at the deadline, George, always.
According to the Athletics' Andrew Baggerly, the Giants refused to consider including him, being Bryce Eldridge, in any deal. Instead, they get Harrison, they get Hicks, and Bello, 3 separate pitchers under 23 years old. And then they, of course, get Tibbs, first-round pick, big bat.
I've said for years consistently, I think the San Francisco Giants, in all of sports, forget baseball, are one of the most well-run organizations. They're smart. They're always relevant. A World Series or not, they're always in the playoffs. They're always challenging the Dodgers. They spend money well. They're a great organization. This is another example of it. No, we're not moving off this prospect. We still want your guy. We'll take all the money. We'll give you this. Deal or no deal. And the Red Sox did it. The Giants are a well-run organization. They always have been.
I need to get out to that ballpark. See it on TV way too much.
I hear it's great.
If you stay for an extra innings game, they give you a pin, especially at night, because it gets so cold with the mist coming off the cove.
Yeah.
It's like I survived, Oracle Park now, in extra innings.
Well, I just know, like, growing up, seeing Barry Bonds hit absolute just moon rocket shots to McCovey Cove was awesome. That was just the coolest thing ever.
Need to go out there. I need to spend one game watching it, another game I'm going to rent a kayak, be out in McCovey's
Cove. No one hits it out there anymore.
I know.
It was Bonds, you know.
Let's go to Irene from Pawtucket next on the voicemail line.
I am a Red Sox fan. I am 93 years old, but I don't go to the games. I watch them on TV. I wouldn't miss them any time that I could. I always watch the games. Even the late ones I try to watch, these last 2 nights, but I finally had to go to bed. Coming 1 minute. Hang on. I have to leave. I have someone at my door. See you later. Bye-bye.
Irene, I love you.
Thank you, Irene.
Who's at the door?
We want to know.
Grandchild?
Irene, can you call us back? We just want to know who was at the door. We love your sports take, but we want to know who was at the door.
93 years old from Pawtucket. She definitely went to a lot of Paw Sox games back in the day.
She's a diehard, bro. I mean, the fact that she stays up to watch these late night West
Let me know how you do it.
Lord have
My
mercy.
alarm clock's 4:30 in the morning to get into
What?
work because we're on air at 8 a.m.
Bruh.
I don't roll out of bed. Obviously looking like this. It takes a lot to look even somewhat acceptable for TV with the face only a mother could love. 4:30 in the morning, wake up. The other night, Roman Anthony's home run early on in the game.
Yeah.
Fantastic, went to bed. Yesterday, 4 o'clock first pitch.
Yeah.
Saw the whole thing, loved it.
Listen, those afternoon games for the West Coast are the best. But Irene, tell us your secrets, how you stay up late, please. We need to know. We need your wisdom.
Here's our next one. Our guy John from Dorchester calling in.
Rafael Devers probably will be a Hall of Famer. To an entire generation, he was comparable to the fan base of Nomar Garciaparra. A lot of people growing up around the greater Boston area and throughout the entire country felt a lot of pride when Rafael Devers wore a Boston Red Sox jersey. And he is, still to this day, considered on that tier top essential player of any championship caliber team. Good luck in San Francisco, Rafael Devers. Thanks for all your years in Boston. 99 restaurant, a lot of kids ate free for you.
At the 99s,
the 99.
kids eat for free when the Red Sox win.
I still haven't been there yet since I've lived here. I still haven't.
The beers are coldest, the popcorn is free.
Everyone tells me.
We'll go to the local nines in
we
Charlestown.
should.
We'll do Charlestown.
We should.
We come up by me. There's a good one, Wakefield, Linfield, right by me.
All right, because I haven't done it yet.
You haven't been to the nines?
Nah, it's like the one last New England thing I haven't done yet.
Oh, yeah, we're doing it. Okay. Put on my to-do list now. I'm going to add that in a commercial break. Like that from John and just
I did too.
What a very
Grounded. It was
rational.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Rafi, you're going to be Hall of Famer.
Thanks
You're
for-
valued in baseball.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah, it was a grounded response there from John. I do agree with him. He said he's like a borderline Hall of Famer. I do think Rafi's a Hall of Famer eventually.
Yeah.
You know what, though?
He's on his way.
Yes, but you know what? He's going in as a Giant. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Like, we all have to, we got to get
You had to.
this contract.
You had to.
There's a lot of years left. We talk about the money.
8.5.
We talk about the money, but we don't talk about the years. There's 8.5 years left on that contract. He's going in as a Giant. And by the way, that team right now, not saying the Sox can't, but right now, if this is a race, the Giants are closer to a World Series than the Red Sox. No one's arguing that. That's not a hot take.
Yeah.
So if he wins there, he's there 8.5 years. He's we know he's not a team guy, but he's going to put up numbers. He's going in as a Giant, bro. I'm telling you.
He's on track, same numbers as like a Scott Rowland, Adrian Beltre, Manny Machado, Ryan Zimmerman, either Hall of Famers or future Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
That's something, too. And what was cool is I was talking about it with Lenny DiNardo and our pre- and post-game host, Sean Allen, yesterday. What Rafi could have had in Boston, too, like once you ink that deal, he would have been the next David Ortiz.
Yes.
You would stay with the team, a lifetime type deal, statue being built or a street named after you outside of Fenway.
Ortiz tried to tell him that.
And you know what? He didn't want it. He didn't care for it. And that's on him.
Yes.
And you know what? Maybe that was never important to him. I think that's, again, a reflection. You stay here. You make it work. You buy it. You were the young kid in 2018 where guys took you under their wing and they mentored you. You're now that guy. Again, we're not asking you to be a leader. That's why we brought in an Alex Bregman. But you continue to be you. You show up and win with these young guys we got around you. Garrett Crochet, who we traded for, or Aldis Chapman, who we paid for. With these guys that we brought in, because you said do more. And guess what? You stick it out, you win another World Series, you will be a legend.
Forever.
And you know what? I think in a way, it's a reflection on him. He doesn't value that.
It's a missed opportunity. I disagree with you.
That's bigger than that's a missed legacy.
It is. I disagree with you in terms of we're not asking you to be a leader. I think they were. And by the way, even if you're not a vocal leader in the way we're talking.
It's like such a bare minimum.
But hold on. Even if you're not a vocal, like, come on, guys, rally around me, which he's just not. That's not his personality, okay? But there is leadership in playing where the team asks you to play. Sacrificing you for the greater good.
Yeah,
That's
lead
leadership.
by example.
Yes. He couldn't do that either. He couldn't get that right. That's what I'm saying. I'm not knocking him. Some people aren't that great. Go to San Fran, get your empty calorie stats. They'll probably get a World Series at some point in this, and he'll go in the Hall of Fame as a Giant. And we'll always thank him for what he did here at Boston. But boy, did he miss a huge opportunity to do exactly what you just said. And David Ortiz told him that, and he wouldn't return his calls. Come on, man. He had the world in the palm of his hands, and he chose, you know what? No, I'm cool. I'm good.
We saw the clips of, like, Barry Bonds talking to him outside the cage. How long until he leaves Barry Bonds on?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Barry Bonds don't know what he's talking about either, right? Are you going to return his calls? You going to leave him on red like you did Poppy? Idiot.
Here, let's go to our guy Alan from Michigan now. Here's Alan from Michigan.
You've got a lot of young, talented, upcoming players on that team, and you don't need that influence or having them look up to Rafi Devers. You don't want that mindset going on. Get rid of him. They did the right thing. I'm all for the addition by subtraction thing because you don't want that going rampant in the clubhouse with all these impressionable young players.
I mean, this is a lineup now. Duran and Toro are about to be 29. After that, Roman Anthony has just turned 21 a month ago.
Yeah.
Christian Campbell, Marcelo Meyer aren't even 23 yet. And Carlos Narvaez is, as a rookie now, he'll be 27 next season. But that's what it is, where, and again, whether Rafael Devers recognized that or not, and whether you want to be a leader or not,
sure,
at least recognize that you're influential, the room you're in.
Yes.
And when someone comes to you with that guidance, it could have been Alex Cora, it could have been David Ortiz, it could have been Rafael Devers, family, someone in his circle. Hey, man, you don't got to be the leader, but you're influential. And when you're mother effing the front office up and down publicly like this, when you're refusing to do what the team's asking of you, the other guys are looking at you, and they, in a way, might think that's okay, and you can do that once you get paid.
Yeah.
No, when you're paid, you got to do more.
He was trolling the team, taking grounders at shortstop
Multiple
several
times. Multiple times.
Come on, bro. Like, what are we talking about? My man Allen in Michigan hit this. I wonder if he's a Wolverine or Sparty, because they'll fight you out there.
Yeah.
Like, you better come correct.
You know,
I wonder what
he does drink, what is it, Verner's? I think it's a ginger ale. Go ahead.
But Allen, what you're speaking to, my man, and thanks for the call, is the culture. It's a culture of the clubhouse. And that's why I said now they have what they want. They have these young guys. You have Trevor Story. You have Bregman. I know he's hurt, but you have Bregman. You have these veteran dudes who can sprinkle in that leadership. I love the vibes now around the Red Sox. Culture is what we're speaking about. Culture in the clubhouse. Allen nailed it.
Verner's is a ginger ale. Fire.
What's a ginger ale?
You know who introduced me to it?
Who?
Our guy Sammy P. You know who introduced it to him?
Who?
Our guy Denny.
Who's
Detroit
a Michigan
Denny.
man?
Let's get to the last one here.
All right.
Roland from New Portland. Roland, what you got, bro?
This is Roland in New Portland, Maine. I've been a Red Sox fan for 62 years. I think that one of the reasons why they got rid of him was we got young guys, and we can't have a cancer poisoning our young guys. Manny Ramirez, his mentor was Albert Bell, and you see how that worked. And we can't afford to have Rafael ruining our players.
Now that...
Yo.
I don't know for a fact if Manny's mentor was Albert Bell, but if that poll is true, then... Yeah. I mean, that guy was unreal. Should have won MVPs, but was so hated.
Albert Bell is hated in Baltimore, dog. Like, they hate Albert.
Let me hear this.
To this. I don't know. I was a little too young for all that.
Yeah, but you got to hear some stories like why.
Well, he's just a piece of shack, and everyone hated him. That's what you said. Like, the production was there, but he was a bad person.
And the thing,
it
too,
is what it is.
Like, Barry Bonds was a bad person, too, and was not loved. Like, he was an a-hole.
A jerk, yeah.
Rafi was never that, at least publicly, but behind closed doors.
Right.
Again, like,
Rafi was a distraction. Is that fair?
At the end, man, he was more than a distraction.
Yeah.
At the end. He was a nuisance.
Yes.
He was a headache.
Yes.
I think I'm, like, putting it very lightly and very nice.
I would agree.
He was a jerk.
Yeah.
And so you hear that, and it's the same thing, like Roland, Allen, what we got from Alex.
Yeah.
All them going, you had to get him out.
You had to.
He had to leave. And no one's disagreeing with that. How it went down, the return, still wait and see. Just like when the Celtics hit reset after falling in the finals, falling short. They traded Marcus Smart, but had Malcolm Brogdon. Everyone's going, that's a point guard? Hey, that was a trade before the trade.
It was another move.
Porzingis, Holiday all came
That's
in.
right.
We'll see what the next move could be for
good
the
point.
Red Sox. He's Travis Thomas from Georgia Blex. Another break here on Boston is ended the chat. When we're back, we'll get to what's trending. And make sure always leave us a voicemail, 617-790-0928. Shout out to all our callers. Keep bringing them in. Tweet at us with the hashtag NESSNChat. Email us, the chat at NESSN.com as well. We'll take a quick break right now. Welcome back into Boston is Enter the Chat, the show where we take what you guys are blowing up your group chats about, bring it on. What you guys are talking about because of what's trending around sports, we bring it here. So let's get right into it. What's trending? Let's start. Shedeur Sanders. Ticketed for doing 101 miles per hour.
Good Lord.
12:23 in the morning. Love this from Sleeper Browns. December 30th, 2007, LeBron James, age 23, cited for going 101 miles per hour by law enforcement.
Slow down.
June 18th, 2025, Shedeur Sanders, age 23, cited for going 101 miles per hour by law enforcement.
Well, I'll be damned.
Just stating the facts. One guy was the face of Cleveland, the born son of Akron, and became the GOAT.
Fact.
The other guy, you never know. Then hear from Mike, 6 plus 18 plus 25 equals 49.
Wait a minute.
Brown's favorite team is the Cowboys.
What?
Okay. Shedeur's dad played for the Cowboys and, among other teams, the 49ers.
Oh, I've gone cross-eyed.
Super Bowl, Super Browns
Yeah.
on the hashtag.
Good luck with
And
that
here's another
equation.
one from Q-Tip. That's nothing. A couple months ago, he went 144 when he was supposed to go 25. Oh, 144th overall pick.
I get it.
Should have went 25th
You're
overall
not
to the
funny,
Giants.
Q-Tip. That's a low blow, bro.
Look, man, you know where I'm from.
I do.
Jersey.
Great state.
How'd you get up and down the Turnpike in the Garden State Parkway? Heavy foot.
Dipping.
You got to make moves.
Man.
This man, 12:30 in the morning, going 101.
Yeah.
No one really, no one should speed. I'm not saying speed. I'm not saying I ever speeded, right? You know,
Yeah.
Just, what is it like, you know?
He speeds.
Yeah. Well, what?
I mean, he's great. He obeys all the traffic laws.
I have a governor on my car.
10
never
and 2.
breaks 65.
Here's George. Let me get the ISO, Greg. Here's George right here. 10 and 2, seatbelt on. Cruise control. Greg, let me get the ISO. 10 and 2. I'm trying to show it. 10 and 2, seatbelt, turn signals, the whole thing. I've seen it. I'll
Phone
never
away.
snitch
I put
on
the
you,
phone
bro.
in the back seat.
I'll never snitch on you, bro.
You know what? I credit Shedeur Sanders here. He was speeding on his way to the facility to watch more film.
Oh.
That's what you want.
Here's my checklist for when athletes get pulled over. I just want to run through this quickly. I know we don't have a lot of time. Drugs in the car? No? Great. Check.
Cool.
Sex workers? No? Check. No drunkenness at all? Nothing? Nope. Check. He's not impaired in any way? No problem. Shedeur, slow it down, bruh. This is an entitled kid who's had Bentleys since he's come out of the womb, and he's driving fast.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the music was loud. Like, let's just chill out, bro. Obey the laws like George. You'll be fine.
If I had his NIL income,
right,
which could purchase me his garage, 101, middle of the night.
George,
I'm
you're
not
talking NIL. How about his dad?
Yes.
That's the ultimate NIL. His dad's prime. He's had money forever.
This will be a big deal because it's Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
It's a big deal because he's a pro football player.
Just
it's
slow
not,
down.
This will be talked about. It's not a big deal. Exactly.
It's not a big
Slow
deal.
down, man.
His dad is on the phone with him
Be
right now
safe,
saying,
be
slow
smart.
your butt down.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
This is much to do about nothing.
Exactly.
The
And it's
checklist is the key, George. If you can check all those things I just laid out and you're cool, you don't have any of them, you're good. You're good. Just slow down.
He had none of those.
He had none
One
of
of the reports. Lakers, man. In the same year, we've seen the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers be sold to new ownership groups. $10 billion.
Lord have mercy.
So Jeannie Buss's dad obviously purchased the team back in the 70s for just over $67 million.
Wow.
They were sold for $10 billion. Sell majority ownership of the Lakers to Mark Walter, the CEO and chairman of the holding company TWG Global, yada, yada, yada. Jeannie Buss will continue to serve in her role as governor after the sale. So Mark Walter is a partial owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Los Angeles Sparks. Audi's the new F1 team coming to the grid. A lot of investment going there. He is now the principal owner, majority owner of Los Angeles Lakers. $10 billion. I was baffled at the number for the Celtics at $6 billion.
Yeah.
$10 billion. When Mark Cuban sold his shares of the Mavericks, that was only $3.5 billion.
Right.
This team, $10 billion.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Astronomical number. And Jeannie Buss, good with the business, not the best with basketball, What Mark Walters, what we see him do with the Dodgers, I think it brings in a more professional, a more serious and respectful approach to the sports side of it.
Sure.
Her as governor, I think that says you're running the business. Like we've seen what they do with the Dodgers, how they've been able to get that roster together, what they do, you know, kicking payments down the road. I think we see the Lakers enter that realm.
Yeah, we've seen this model before in sports, too. I remember the UFC sold for however many billion, and Dana White stayed on really as a salaried employee.
Like, I mean, he runs a business well. He built it up. Why would he change it?
But it's not his anymore, right?
Yeah.
So it's similar here. I'm going to shoot Jeannie Bus and Bale here, though, because you said not great in the basketball decisions. I'll be honest. I took a couple notes of what she did on the way out. I think getting LeBron, getting that bubble championship that none of us count, but they got it, okay? Yeah. So you get LeBron, he's aging, you're not going to get any more championships. That bubble ain't walking through this door. You're smart enough to pivot, fleece the Mavericks, get a young star in Luka. You also have a young coach who looks promising in JJ Redick. It's a good time for her to get out and cash out. I think it's brilliant, honestly. She gets to stay on, still have that lifestyle of being around the Lakers, but she doesn't have the stress of this is all on me. Brilliant. LeBron's on his way out. You have Luka taking the torch for the future. You have a bright young coach. Go ask the Knicks how it feels to have a young coach that's promising. They don't even have one, okay? They fired a good coach, and they can't figure it out. The Lakers have that in place. I think she did a fantastic job, and good for her to cash out. I just wish I was friends with her so I could spend some of that money.
Jeannie, you want to come on, hold my banner?
Please.
Boston Center of the chat, become friends with us. You're welcome on.
Please be friends with us.
No, I get all you lay out. You're right. Great investment. Hey, does all this stuff. Even if she did all of that, had Wemby, had the current #1 overall pick in this draft, next draft, in the draft average. So she'd have Flag, DeBonsa, and whoever's going to be the first overall.
Yeah.
$10 billion? I'm selling that. I am getting my 10 billies. And you know me, I'm disappearing. I'm not even. You want me to wait? You want me to stay on as governor?
He's chasing
Take $2 billion off. Give me $8 billion, and I'm disappearing. But also, too, this stuff doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
So a little tinfoil hat on. Let's put it on. Okay. So the Lakers, in a way where they don't need to even enter any sweepstakes to get him, get Luka Doncic to pair up with LeBron James. They get Luka for next to nothing when it comes to the trade value. Just so happens before they sell for $10 billion. Why would the Lakers get Luka for nothing? To make it better for a new ownership group to come in that's paying $10 billion? Scratch my back. Here's $10 billion. You go get me Luka.
Yeah, we need a future star.
I need that cornerstone. Why would they do that?
I see it. It's almost as if we're suggesting that some of these things that happen in sports are fixed.
You don't say. All right, let's get into the trending topic 3. 2025 NBA draft lottery pick Ace Bailey, who should go top 3, canceled his workout with the Philadelphia 76ers. They're picking 3rd overall. Now, the Sixers have not ruled out selecting Bailey with the #3 overall pick in the 2025 draft, but Mark Stein is reporting Philly will likely remain at 3, with the Spurs planning on holding on to the #2 pick, drafting Dylan Harper. When you talk about trades for the Boston Celtics, it is #1 with the Mavericks, Cooper Flag. It is #2 with the Spurs and Dylan Harper. So these reports from Mark Stein sounds like those two teams are going to stay put. But also the Sixers have not ruled out selecting Bailey. I scratch my head at this. If you're Ace Bailey, you're an absolute bucket.
Yes.
And what better situation than going to the Sixers, #3 overall.
Big market.
Getting paired up with Tyrese Maxey, big market, Philly that loves their basketball. And I understand Joel Embiid's there, but he's not there. And I understand Paul George there, but Ace Bailey's similar game to Paul George. Big athletic wing, really good scorer, perfect guy to mentor him. By the time those dudes are off the books, Ace Bailey, you're about to get paid. Why would you cancel your workout? Now, this is after VJ Edgecombe is catching some heat to possibly be selected by the Sixers. But okay, so you're going to turn them down? What do you want to go to Charlotte? You want to go to Utah? You want to go to Brooklyn? Like, why? You should do everything in your case to give them a reason to draft you and not just go with VJ Edgecombe.
This disgusts me, man. Honestly, like, this is where I am old school. I'm not an old guy, but this is where I look at things from an older lens of, like, not old man that yells at clouds, but at the same time, I understand, like, maybe having preferences of where you go. Like, no one wants to go to the Wizards or the Nets that you brought up. It's basketball hell right now. But it is a privilege to get drafted.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Like, you can't sit up here and, like, I'm canceling the workout. I don't want to go there. Like, who do you think you are? You haven't played a minute of NBA basketball. You're dictating where you go and where you want to get drafted, I just think it's a privilege to get drafted regardless. If I got drafted by the Wizards, internally, I would say, damn. But externally, I'm happy to be here. I'm going to do my thing. And then the first chance I get to leave in free agency, I'm out the door.
Yeah.
But, like, this stuff before you even play at all in the NBA and you're dictating where you go, lose me with that. I think he's a loser. I don't like him. I'm out. I hope the Celtics don't draft him.
It's always the same thing. It's who's in your corner advising this.
Yeah,
And it's also like, okay, he doesn't want to play. Tyrese Maxey could drop 40 any night, but he's a point guard.
Yeah,
he will get you the ball. You're going to touch a rock. You're going to score.
He has to drop 40.
Yes.
Like, it's not like he can't distribute.
Yeah. But if Ace Bailey's issue is, like, getting paired up with a guy like a Tyrese Maxey, who, again, is a point guard, can score a ton.
Yes.
You were just playing at Rutgers with Dylan Harper. You chose to do that. He didn't let you touch the ball. He shoves that thing into the ground like he's Carmelo Anthony in his prime at the Knicks.
Facts.
Solely inefficient, all about him, all scoring. I don't understand this. And again, if the Sixers are going, well, we're going to draft VJ Edgecombe, and you're going to go, I don't want to waste my time. You don't want to give them a reason. Again, to your point, to make a case, exactly.
You don't know that.
Because what's VJ Edgecombe? Really athletic, raw, needs to be refined as a scorer, but has that potential.
That's right.
Ace Bailey's coming in as a bucket getter and an immediate contributor.
Yes.
Like, if I'm the Sixers, I want Ace Bailey over an Edgecombe.
Yes, he's more polished.
Exactly. And Bailey's saying, nah, I'm good. I'm not going to make a case.
I don't like the mentals.
And again, it's a situation. Philly with Tyrese Maxey. Where would you rather end up? No knock on your guys, but Washington, what have they shown you? Utah, what have they shown you?
Yeah.
The Pelicans, like, where do you want to end up?
That's what I'm
saying. You're going to go 4th overall to Charlotte and LaMelo and Brandon Miller?
It's fine to have preferences, George, but, like, at the end of the day, you're getting drafted and you're going to get paid millions of dollars to play the game that you love. Go wherever the hell wants you. Like, what's wrong with you? What kind of mentality is that? I'm not going there. Well, I don't want you. How's that sound? If I'm the Sixers,
you're right.
No problem, bro.
Yeah, you take the decision out of our hands.
Yeah.
We'll take another break here at Boston is out of the chat. When we're back, we'll talk Connor McDavid. Should be coming to Boston. He's about to be a free agent. He's unhappy. But hey, make sure to get the latest up-to-date live Boston sports headlines and headlines around the country and world in sports. Check out Boston's Enter the Chat every day, 8 to 9 a.m. on NESN, 9 to 10 a.m. on NESN Nation. Travis and myself always hosting every Monday through Friday. You can catch us live on NESN, 8 to 9 a.m., NESN Nation, 9 to 10 a.m. every Monday through Friday. That's Boston has entered the chat. Welcome back to Boston has entered the chat. George Bilecki, Travis Thomas. So, T, Stanley Cup Finals come and gone.
Yes.
Panthers win back-to-back cups. Brad Marchand gets his second Stanley Cup.
Congrats to him and only him.
You see the photo of him at the parade?
I did. He had
Stogie in his mouth. Coffee, a hard iced tea, and then an elbow beer tucked under. That is a man living his best life.
Did you see them chanting, "Thank you, Boston," and he joined in?
I did not see that. Ooh. Hey, man. Happy for Brad.
I am too.
It hurts. It stings.
Is he the one that got away for us?
Not if you could get Connor McDavid.
Oh!
All right.
Let's have this discussion.
Back-to-back Cup Finals that the Panthers have won. Back-to-back Cup Finals that the Oilers have lost to the Panthers.
Yes.
And Connor McDavid putting together amazing season and postseason after the next.
He is.
Falls short. Now, he disappeared in that decisive Game 6, but also the help that he would get from his team and his goaltending is not there. Edmonton, we see the Panthers and their structure of that team. That's what wins Stanley Cups.
Yeah.
It's going 9 deep with your forwards. It's having wave after wave, being relentless, and playing where you have 5 skaters on the ice that feel like 5 goalies on the ice in front of your guy in Sergei Bobrovsky.
Sure.
Connor McDavid's entering the last year of his deal. He is due for an extension. He could get 8 years from Edmonton, or a team can trade and give him 7. If you're the Bruins, where you just hit reset at this past trade deadline, you accrued a lot of assets, you got younger, you have a lot of draft picks, you traded for Connor McDavid?
I mean, look, the answer for every team in the league is yes. It's more, I think that the discussion we should have is more about how do you get them? Like, to be honest, I looked this up. The teams in the league with the most cap space, because you got to pay the guy, right? Sharks, Blue Jackets, and Ducks all have the most cap space.
Do not do that to him.
None of those teams. Connor McDavid's not interested, okay? So you're talking about contenders. Bruins, Canes, Leafs, Rangers, etc. All those teams, I'm looking right now at it, they're all in the same boat cap-wise. So somebody's got to restructure and make some space for the guy anyway. Okay, that's where I'm going here. So why not the Bruins? If I think I'm talking to Pasta, McAvoy, Swayman, I'm talking to all my dudes who are getting paid and my guys, my stars. Hey, look, we're serious about kicking the tires on bringing this guy here. Can we talk restructure? And if the answer is no across the board, then you either make some decisions or you say, okay, we're not going to kick the tires, and then you're out. For my money, I think there's two teams that make the most sense for hockey, where it'd be great for hockey. The Bruins is one of them, and the Blackhawks is another one. And here's why I say both. Both Original Six, obviously franchises.
Yeah.
We know that, big brands, big markets, Boston and Chicago. But also, structurally, both teams have young stars in place right now to pair with the Connor McDavid. Because as a fan of hockey, I'm going to lose, in our scenario that we're talking about, I'm going to lose McDavid and Draisaitl, which is awesome. I mean, if they were winning cups, that's Jordan and Pippen. Those two together are so good, but they're not winning.
Yeah.
So you're already telling me you're breaking that up? That sucks. I love watching those two together. Then you better be giving me something. McDavid and Pasta? Okay, I'll sign up for that, right? McDavid and Bedard? Okay, I'll sign up. So my point is, I think those two teams in particular, boy, what a fit. And I just think you can make it work. But you're going to have to, the finances, George, you're going to have to trim some fat here and make some space there, and you got to make it work. But I think Bruins and Blackhawks both would be fantastic for hockey, for Connor McDavid, and obviously for the franchises that would be getting him.
I mean, if he ends up in Boston, that's better. This is a Boston team that's much closer to contending for a cup, of course. And this is a Boston team where they have $26 million in cap space this season, $39 million in cap space the following.
Blackhawks are similar, by the way.
Yeah, but we've seen this Boston ownership step up and pay, where you gave Charlie McAvoy $76 million in 2022. David Pastrnak that $90 million deal the following year. Jeremy Swayman, Elias Lindholm, Hampus Lindholm.
That's right.
Like, they pay the players, and they have the cap space right now. Now, down the road, obviously, there'd be more moving parts. The way I look at it is, for you, I ask, who is the best player in your mind in the NBA?
Well, it's a debatable answer. For me, it's Steph, but I do understand people that say
Jokic,
SGA has
Wemby.
entered the chat. Jokic, Wemby. So it's debatable.
Who's the best player in the NFL?
Again, debatable. Tom Brady ain't walking through that door, so
Mahomes,
you
Josh
open the
Allen,
debates.
Lamar
It's
Jackson,
Mahomes, yeah.
Burrow.
Yeah, I would say
Who's the best
Mahomes.
player in baseball?
That's not debatable. Shohei. Yes.
People could be like,
But
well,
there's
Judge. Who's the best
Soto.
player in the NHL?
Connor
It's no
McDavid.
doubt about it.
Connor McDavid.
When you look at, and he is the most dominant pro athlete in the four major pro sports.
Yes.
In his respective sport, no one dominates a game when they're on the field, on the ice, more than him.
Yep.
When you watch him on the sheet, he is the best player.
Yes.
On a rink of ice with all the best players in the world.
Yes.
Mahomes isn't that far ahead, or Josh Allen isn't that far ahead. Same thing with Luka, Wemby, Jokic. Same thing with Shohei's.
I would put Shohei and McDavid in the same thing. The difference is Shohei has championships.
You do what you can to get Connor McDavid on your team.
Right.
And with Boston, where they have 9 draft picks in the first 2 rounds over their next 3 drafts. They have a first this year, 2 firsts next year, 2 firsts the year following. I would give up 3 firsts, 3 straight drafts. Just to start the conversation with a Connor McDavid.
Yes.
Because that's what, with the Brandon Carlo trade to Toronto, with the Brad Marchand trade to Florida, and that's why I said, if you get Connor, it could not be the one that gets away. If you turn the draft picks, the young prospects, the assets you have now, into a team like Edmonton that needs to restructure, because you may have the best player, but you don't have the support to support him, it'll be tough for them to part with him. There would be riots in Edmonton if the Oilers let Connor McDavid walk. But the Boston Bruins, like every other team, has to pick up the phone. What separates the Bruins, it's not just the cap space. It is the assets for a team that has to rebuild themselves in the Oilers that they have.
Look, we do a morning show every day. We talk for 2 hours. At the end of the day, I think this is just fodder. I don't see a world in which the oil, this is not the NBA. Like, the culture in hockey is different, George. I don't think, I could be wrong, I don't think Connor McDavid walks in the front office and says, get me the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah.
That happens in the NBA all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we're seeing it now in Milwaukee potentially with Giannis, right? So I don't think Connor McDavid's going to do that. And I know, in general, hockey don't play that. So the oil, really, all they need to do is keep Draisaitl, keep McDavid, and get the defense tight. and figure out the goalie, for God's sakes. And they're clearly not far off because they don't have those things right, and they've made it to 2 Stanley Cup finals.
Yeah.
What needs to happen in Edmonton is sort of a come-to-Jesus moment, and not a Connor McJesus moment, an actual Jesus moment where they say, okay, we have these two.
Yeah.
Let's get a defense and a goaltender and see if we can win that way. They need to play almost with the algorithm there, right? They need to change up what they've been doing. I think I saw a quote with Connor McDavid after the Panthers won the Cup, Game 6, where it was an interview with him, and they're asking him, you know, what happened here in Game 6? And he's like, well, they're a great team, first of all. Let me give them their props. But we kept banging our head against
trying
the
to
wall
do the
same thing over and over. And I felt that. And I think that's what Edmonton keeps doing. They have done a good job building around him to a certain extent, but obviously now you've got to the big show and you've lost it twice. So try a new combination. I think that's more likely than him getting traded. I really do.
It's in a way they need to blow everything up, but like they fired Jay Woodcroft, they elevated Chris
They're
Knoblauch.
trying.
They need it's the structure to your point, trying the same thing, bashing their head into the wall. The front office needs to stop pretending that they don't need to get a goalie.
Yes.
But they have to change the structure of the defense too.
Yes.
What do the Panthers do? As relentless as they are with the forecheck, as much pressure they put on the offensive zone, and how much they beat you up, they get back in their defensive zone. And if a puck is on the ice, they beat everyone up around them and clear it out. They protect Sergei Bobrovsky.
That's right.
You need better goaltending. They need better defense. And you bring up a Leon Draisaitl. Hey, why not trade for him either? Marco Sturm, Leon Draisaitl, the connection of the German national
Probably
team.
easier to get than a McDavid.
Cheaper price, and again, brings so much. He is so good. And imagine David Pastrnak with a Pavel Zacha on one line, a Leon Draisaitl with an Elias Lindholm on the second line.
God, bro.
That's speed, that's scoring, that's explosiveness.
I like that. I listen. It's weird to say I like that better than Connor McDavid, but it's more realistic.
To your point, it's like the talk. Like we'll always talk Cooper Flag, Boston is impossible. It's not. I just in my gut. There's no way Dallas does that.
No.
But you have to have the conversation. How is it possible?
That's right.
And it is both of them.
That's right.
Take another break here on Boston is Enter the Chat. Make sure to catch Hour 2, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. on NESN Nation every Monday through Friday. Of course, Hour 1, 8 to 9 a.m. on NESN. Leave us a voicemail, 617-790-0928. We'll be right back after this. We'll see you guys on NESN Nation.